now.
Don't be a drag. You know how you flip me.
I'm hip.
So?
So leave me here. If my father dug this in, he'd put small round holes in your head.
Well, I guess it is pretty late.
I really have to get in. Good night, Pops. You're a dad.
And you're a doll. Later.
Later. Hello? What are you doing? Hello? Do you have an appointment? I see. Mr. Paul Johnson for 10 o'clock. That'd be for a blood test.
No test.
Beg your pardon?
No test. Transfusion.
Well, don't tell me a big man like you was afraid of a little needle.
I have no fear. I came for a transfusion of blood.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, but you have to have a blood test. We don't hand out blood like gasoline, you know. We have to find out whether you need ethyl or regular. Well, you sit over there. The doctor will be with you in a moment.
Dr. Kavanaugh wanted in pathology. Dr. Kavanaugh wanted in pathology.
Oh, Doctor, this is Mr. Johnson. He's here for an immediate transfusion.
I see. Well, Mr. Johnson, we'll look you over right away. Nadine, will you take him into the lab and run his test?
Oh, no, he's having a fast pint on the fly. No test.
Would you come inside, please? Now, Mr. Johnson, why don't you want a blood test? I choose not to reveal the reason. Oh, I see. Well, then I suggest you try another doctor. You have no blood here? Yes, we have blood. But there isn't a doctor on earth who'll transfuse blood without first learning the patient's type, RH factor, and other peculiarities. The wrong kind would probably kill you. I must have blood. I'm dying. I am type O. I'm sorry, but I can't take your word for any of those facts. Have you been to see another doctor? None that you know. A hematologist? Blood doctor? Will you give me the transfusion? Not unless you submit to a test. Then without a specimen of my blood for study, it is impossible. Impossible. You will test. Then you will know and you will prescribe. You may study it in all the ways of your kind and you may learn, but you may not speak. You will not. You cannot transmit to any other being your knowledge of my tragedy. I've had a terrible headache. I am ready for your test. Oh, I'm glad you changed your mind. And this won't hurt. Fantastic. The agglutinin disintegrating at an uninterrupted rate, resulting in the destruction of the cellular structure of the blood. Oh, it's impossible. How long have you been a nurse?
I graduated 7 years ago.
You are a good one?
That's no question to be asking a nurse. You relax now. I'll be right back.
Wait. Do you work always in hospitals, or may you treat private cases?
Well, I special occasionally.
That is good. I would like you to work for me.
Oh, you would? Doing what?
Preserving my health. Seeing to it that I do not expire.
Mr. Johnson, no one in this wide world can guarantee life.
Nor in any other, I fear.
No, I suppose not.
What monies do you receive for the work of your profession?
Mr. Johnson, that's a very personal question.
It is. If you will serve me, I shall pay you $200 each week.
Let me tell you something, sir. No nurse would dream of getting $200 a week. Well, it's ridiculous. Besides, it has the sound of something very unethical.
Would it still be unethical if Dr. Rochelle asked you to serve me?
Well, if Dr. Rochelle assigned me to your case, I take it.
I see. would you ask the doctor to come to me?
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
And you're to administer 500 cc's of typo every night until further orders from me.
Yes, doctor. Just what is wrong with him?
Well, it's very interesting. He has... I'm not positive. There are indications of internal hemorrhage.
I see. How long does he have?
I don't know. I'm doing everything I can. From now on, it's in the hands of God. Come into the house, Jeremy. I want you to prepare a room.
You having company? Which bedroom is she going to sleep in?
Open the room in the south wing. I do not pay you to spy on me. Should you do so again, I shall eliminate you.
Sorry, boss. I won't do it again.
Go. Prepare the nurse's room.
You're expected. I'm Jeremy. If there's anything you need, baby, just ring for me.
All I need on this job is blood.
I'll see what I can do.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Johnson, but I had to clean out my desk at the hospital.
Come, I will show you to your room.
All right.
Jeremy and I are alone here, Miss Story. You're the first person who's been in my house.
We only been here a month.
Your room is upstairs, Miss Story.
You have a lovely house here, Mr. Johnson.
It is adequate, Miss Story. Here you will sleep. I have received blood this day. You will have no further duties until tomorrow.
Then I'll say good night, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson!
Yes, Miss Story.
Just where do you come from?
In the place from which I come, no person would dare sleep in insecure quarters. I believe your expression was good night, Miss Story.
Yes. Good night, Mr. Johnson.
Time narrows. There is death upon Davana. Davana must endure. Speak of the earth creatures. They are second stage, subhuman, weak and full of fright. Speak of their blood. It may be as ours. I have sent to you 30 cubits for study. There must be more. The conquered enemies dwindle in the pens of pasture, and time constricts. It is soon that we shall all perish. Perhaps the blood of this planet shall answer. Your mission upon this globe is to be accomplished in 5 out of 6 phases. In the first, you will study all characteristics of the Earth subhumans. Phase 1 is study. In the second phase, you shall increase the quantity of Earth blood, which you are transmitting to Davana. Phase 2 is more Earth blood. For Phase 3, we must have a live specimen, a subhuman to be used in vivisectory research. Phase 3 is a live specimen. You are Phase 4, in which Earth blood value will be determined by your survival or your death. Phase 4 is my life or death. If Earth blood preserves your life, Phase 5 will be the conquest, subjugation, and pasturing of the Earth subhumans upon your order. Phase 5 is conquest, subjugation, and pasturing if I live. Phase 6 will be the utter obliteration of this planet by your order, dependent upon the anticipated failure of your experiment. Phase 6 is destruction of this planet if I am to die. Phase 6 concludes the instructions. Phase 6 concludes. I am returning. Spare the automobile. He will take me to the public library.
Anything else, boss man?
No, nothing.
I represent the Airway Vacuum Cleaning Company. You the gentleman of the house?
This is my house.
Crazy. I'd like to show you the product.
You wish that I purchase your machine?
Ain't that something?
I do not wish to purchase.
Hey, let me finish, will you? This, as they say in the vernacular, is the darling of the vacuum cleaning world. You have trouble with stopped up pipes or drains like the kitchen or the cellar? Well, with this little baby, your problem is over. See, it goes right into the pipe.
No persistence. Leave my house.
Shit. Give me a chance, will you? It's just a demonstration. You see this little baby at work in your own cellar, you turn flip-flops.
No flip-flops.
No flip-flops. Look, buddy, let me have 5 minutes of your time in your own cellar. I'll prove to you that this little baby can do what no other vacuum cleaner in the world can do.
In my cellar.
That's right. Take only 5 minutes.
Come right in, young man. I shall be glad to see your machine in operation.
Will you just take a look at the dirt in that drain pipe, buddy? Ain't that a shame? You never know when a thing like that's going to give you trouble. Well, we'll have it out of there in a jiffy. It's a very simple operation.
I've ordered you not to sound the warning horn or make any high decibel noises while near me.
Sorry, boss. The jerk cut me off.
Jeremy, who are those gentlemen?
Those aren't gentlemen. Those are bums.
Bums.
Those characters have hit the bottom of the barrel. They live from one day to the next just for a shot of cheap hooch.
They're unfortunate.
Unfortunate? They're happy. Give them a little wine or a bottle of hair tonic and they're tickled pink.
His too.
What'd you say, boss?
Nothing. Jeremy, I want you to invite three of those gentlemen to dinner tonight.
Dinner? Are you kidding?
Tonight, Jeremy. You'll proceed to the library.
Anything you say.
When I return home, Jeremy, I will be finished here at 5.
Gotcha, boss.
Hi, Harry.
Hi. Well, you look as if you're enjoying your job.
I see you've got yourself a new chauffeur.
Well, if it isn't Pittsburgh Perrin, the riot of every cell block.
Officer Sherborne.
Jeremy here spends his summers with us. What's he doing here? Jeremy, ask the doctor to come into my house. I guess I've been invited inside.
I'll show you in, Doctor. Is Jeremy really a criminal?
Two-bit crook. Can't imagine what he's doing working for a man of Johnson's class.
He's probably trying to reform. Come on in, I'll build you a cup of coffee while the brains talk.
I assume, Doctor, you have further scrutinized my blood? I certainly have, Mr. Johnson. And there are many questions I'd like to ask you. That desire is predictable. How many answers you receive, however, is not predictable. Have you spoken to anyone of this? No, I feel it best to keep it an absolute secret. An excellent feeling, Doctor. Can you tell me anything that I do not know? I can tell you this. Your blood is different from any I've ever studied in my entire career.
In what way?
In the first place, no man on earth should be able to live with such a low count of red corpuscles as you have.
Continue.
In the second place, your blood's behaving in an impossible manner. The agglutinins breaking down, destroying the basic structure of the blood itself. The result
is evaporated blood.
Well, that's an oversimplification. Blood within the veins couldn't possibly evaporate. The more precise term would be...
Evaporation as a term will suffice, Doctor. Have you found a cause?
Not yet.
But you think you will?
I may. I'm already neglecting my other work to devote all my time to this problem. God forbid such a dreadful new plague should strike the earth.
Yes. God forbid.
You seem already aware of what's happening to you.
I am aware, Doctor. If a cure is not soon forthcoming, the blood of my body will turn to dust and I will die.
As a doctor, it's my job to try to cheer up the patient.
That is an infantile attitude, Doctor. Continue your studies and return to me again when you have learned more.
Yes, perhaps I shall learn something soon. I feel that time is the great element in this case.
Time is indeed the only element, Doctor. I hope you will return soon, Doctor.
Boss, that cop in the kitchen is filling Nadine with lies about me.
You are safe in my employ, Jeremy. Tell the policeman to take the doctor away. Then you will go to the park and collect my dinner guests.
But, boss...
Go.
Big feed? You're bully. Who's bringing it?
My boss, he's a crackpot philanthropist.
Any chaser?
You get a free fifth of French cognac when you leave.
I'm with you.
Got a couple of friends?
There it is. Hey, Steino. Meeting hours. Hello, drunk. For he's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. The dead drunk.
This night I am transmitting the blood of Phase 2. The study of Phase 1 is in progress. Within 24 Earth hours, I shall locate and transmit the live specimen of Earth subhuman, as you have instructed. I have no information on my own probability of life or death.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, sir, the same neck punctures as on the others. All right, Lieutenant, I'll let you know the minute we hear a thing.
The woman was the 12th, wasn't she?
13th. It's a miracle the papers haven't put them all together. I can just see those vampire headlines.
Any break in the case yet?
Nothing. This killer is a fiend of the most diabolical kind. Interested in only one thing, blood. What can he do with it? He's no idiot. He has an ugly device that burns through the victim's eyes. Burns the brain right in the skull. Then he takes the blood.
13.
Maybe more. The missing persons rate's gone up sharply. The Airways Vacuum Cleaner Company's got men out looking for a door-to-door salesman.
They probably don't want the salesman, they want the cleaner. Oh, don't worry, George, you'll crack it.
Crack it, I can't even scratch it. All I can think of is who'll be next.
你攞乜嘢先啊？
跟我來啦，來啦。I have brought the specimen.
He shall follow me back through the beam.
With his transmission, phase 3 is completed.
Phase 3 is completed. Phase 1 near completion. Soon you must complete Phase 4. There's destruction within the Council of the Northern Orbit.
Destruction?
Rule is dissolving. Independent action increases on a 73-degree tangent.
The result of Phase 4 shall be known to me in 3 of the Earth's solar days.
I shall return to Nevada and tell him so. It must be no more than 3 days.
Gano Laila.
This guy is 6 kinds of a freak.
Maybe you're right, Jeremy.
Yeah, baby, sure I'm right.
Is there anything else you've noticed about him that's different?
I noticed a couple of things in the last 2 days that look worse than different. Night before last, he had me bring those stumblebums out here to dinner, remember? Now, you went out, but they stayed in.
What do you mean?
After dinner, he sends me out to work on the car. Later, I come back, and he says the bums are gone. But they ain't, because I was outside all the time, and I would have heard them.
You mean to tell me that you think that there's still someplace in this house?
What happened last night was a real dilly.
What happened?
The boss second stories it in about 2 o'clock in the morning, and he has a Chinaman with him. He takes the Chinaman into his room, and neither one of them comes out. I saw the boss in there this morning, and he acted like nothing happened.
Or maybe nothing did.
I figure it's my business to think the same thing. Sometimes I get the creeps.
So do I.
Glad to have company. Hey, you want to snoop around some? Maybe he's making atom bombs down there in the basement.
No. I think we're jumping at shadows. Mr. Johnson's a very considerate employer.
Why are you here?
I escaped. I came through the beam in your dwelling.
Penalty for using the dimension warp is immediate dispatch.
I had to do it. I had to escape the mob.
What has happened?
The wars are finished. The blood supply vanishes. The enemy captives have been taken from pasture, killed and their blood removed on the spot. I had to escape or perish.
You were justified. You shall not be punished for using the dimension warp, and you may help me to expedite my work here.
I shall help you.
You are the recorder. I sent a live specimen through the beam with the courier. Was the subhuman satisfactory?
The courier is dead, murdered for his blood. The specimen of Earth humanoid arrived in the Divana beam in a compressed state. He was crushed.
Crushed?
The department concluded reservedly that it is impossible to transmit a human or subhuman anatomy through the beam from the Earth end. The courier lived because he never left the beam.
If the conclusion is correct, you and I will be unable to return to Divana. However, I shall send another specimen this night.
If it is correct, we must remain upon this world until we expire. I would prefer the outer planets of the system to the present agony of Divana.
That is an emotional statement.
It is an emotional time. And if I do not receive blood within 4 chronoctons of time, I will have no continuing need for emotion.
You shall have blood.
This place looks like an exhibit from a Vocal Age museum.
This world is as ours was of that time. Your observation is correct. Lie there on that plain. I shall bring the blood. It is finished. Do you feel relieved?
I feel disturbed.
blood of this planet is rich. Soon you will find strength. Rise. We must leave this place.
There is activity within me.
It will pass.
We proceed to your dwelling?
No, we are too similar. There is a hotel, 50 decker beds in that direction.
I will be alone among the subhumans. I do not know how to behave.
A clerk will speak to you vocally. You must remain in a state of lingua receptivity and imitate his sounds and meanings.
You will remain in contact?
I will come to you at the hotel place on the noon of the Earth's star.
Look at her glasses. They're just
Yes,
like...
I know. She's gone. Get an ophthalmologist. And call the coroner's office.
Hello?
Nadine?
Yes, Doctor.
Harry told you about the woman who died here tonight.
He said she was like Johnson.
This has nothing to do with our patient. The woman seems to lack any visible aperture in her optical tissue. She has a fantastic blood disease in which the agglutinin is disintegrating.
Disintegrating? Is that what killed her?
No, she died of rabies.
What?
I've been experimenting with the blood from a rabid dog. Someone injected that same blood into her tonight at least an hour ago. The impossible part is that she lived through the transfusion.
Who would do such a horrible thing?
Someone who knew that she needed blood desperately and didn't know what kind of stuff he was pumping into her.
I say it was Johnson.
Doctor, do you think Mr. Johnson is suffering from the same disease as this woman?
I will not discuss Mr. Johnson.
Why?
About this woman. I think I know the cause and treatment of her disease.
You do?
Yes. Apparently the victim has lived in an area that's been constantly charged with radioactive material. It was this atmosphere that affected the blood.
Where would such an atmosphere be found?
In a place where continuous nuclear detonations had taken place over a period of years. An area of all-out nuclear warfare.
But there is no such place.
Yes, I know, my dear. There's no doubt in my mind that this woman is something other than human. She's an alien.
I see. What would be your treatment?
First, removal from the toxic atmosphere, and then a complete change of blood.
Would this cure Mr. Johnson?
I'm not speaking of Johnson.
But he fits your description.
Nadine, please.
Dr. Rochelle, does this man have some kind of a power over you? Has he threatened your life or something?
Nadine, I really must hang up. I have a great deal of work to do.
Look, Dr. Rochelle,
The doctor is no longer in contact with the story.
Mr. Johnson.
Remain in your room. Do not run from me, Nadine. I am going to dispatch you.
I hear your voice, Mr. Johnson, but I'm not going to open my
eyes. There is no place for you to hide. You may conceal your person, but I can find your mind. And I shall destroy your doctor. Nadine, I am coming. Listen to me. I am not going to kill you. You and your doctor have cured me. You have saved the people of Devon. Because of you, we shall live. I am coming. Do not run. I am coming. I know where you are. I'm driving directly to you. You cannot run forever, Nadine. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running. Stop running. My strength is returned.
It has returned.
I shall not kill you.
You shall not kill me.
The first specimen I sent to Devana was crushed. It may have been an accident. I shall send another.
You shall send another.
It shall be you.
It shall be me.
We will walk to the automobile. I am about to be attacked. Return to my house. I shall dispose of the intruder. Return to the house and enter the transmission beam in the living room.
Return and enter the beam.
When you are inside the beam, slide the power lever. It will send you to Devana.
It will send me to Devana.
Nadine, did Johnson do this?
Yes.
How?
With his eyes.
Is that him?
Yes.
Are you all right?
I'm all right.
Stay here. I'm going after him.
I feel sorry for him.
Why sorry?
Buried so far from home, so far from everyone he knew.
I can't feel sorry for him. He had no emotions as we know them. It was a foreign thing come here to destroy us. Thank God he tried too hard.
Come on.